Hey everyone, back at from Pat here. Today we're going to be doing some container gardening. So you guys know that I have been working on my veggie beds behind me, and I've been working on adding plants throughout the garden. But if you guys have followed me from the very beginning, you know that I also had a very extensive container garden in my previous home where I started backyard farm. So today I want to get back to those containers. I want to show a lot of you first time growers, or a lot of you people who may be living in an apartment or a place with a very small backyard. I want to show you how you can grow. It's very surprising how much you can grow in these containers. In today's video, I'm going to be using primarily grow bags, and I'm going to talk about the wonderful benefits of growing in grow bags versus growing in regular pots. But of course, if you have regular pots, that's also fine to grow in. But today we're going to be primarily growing in grow pots. So guys, without further ado, let's get started. Container gardening 101. All right, guys, so here are the grow bags that I'm going to be using. Special thanks to my cousin Michelle, who gave me these grow bags. These you can get on Amazon. There are a whole bunch of different brands. I'll put a link to the brand I got. I got a 10 pack, and these are 10-gallon container bags. So they're pretty big. They're big enough to actually grow. You can grow small trees in here. You can probably grow fruit trees in here. What I absolutely love about grow bags versus plastic containers, which I also find, the grow bags allow the roots to breathe. So think about it. Like sometimes you might buy a tree or herb or plant that's in a plastic container, and when you pull it out, it's completely root bound. That means the roots are like they once they hit the plastic, they start wrapping round and round and round. So it's like a tight knot, and you're not able to grow. With these grow bags, these fabric grow bags, once they hit the edges of the container or the edges of the bag, they won't get root bound. Because they can breathe. So it's really a lot healthier to have this. Also, what I like about these grow bags is that you don't have to worry about them getting waterlogged or root rot, because it's breathable material. If you fill it up with too much water, the water just pours out through the sides. So it's really, really good. But of course, on the bad side, these will dry out more. However, in the previous home I did have a lot of plants in grow bags. I grew sweet potatoes in grow bags. As a matter of fact, my pepper, my Scotch bonnet pepper tree, this pepper tree has been around for years now. This one started off in a grow bag at the previous home, and you can see it's still going strong. You guys have seen me cut this back to just a couple stems year after year, and every year it comes back. Look at this, guys. My pepper is loaded. So this all started off the first 2 years in a grow bag. Then when I moved here to Palm Bay, I transported it to the ground, and this is where it's been. This is the second year in the ground. Yeah, so peppers are perfect for grow bags. Tomatoes are perfect for grow bags. Lots of your fruits and your herbs and stuff. As I said, these are 10-gallon bags. I have a few bags of Kellogg's, guys. I love my Kellogg's, but now I'm getting just the potting mix, not the raised bed and potting mix that I normally get. I'm hoping this is a little bit lighter. It is a little bit lighter because I lifted the bags and they're definitely lighter. But what I'm gonna do to save on some money and some soil, I just went through the chicken run earlier today, and I raked up the ground. I just gave it a good raking because there's been a lot of flies lately. I don't know what's going on, but there's been a lot of flies. There's no smell, but for some reason there's a lot of flies. So I just raked the soil. Of course, when you rake the soil in a chicken run, you're gonna get tons of manure. So I raked up the soil, put it here. You can see a lot of twigs and everything because I throw everything over there. I throw food scraps over there. I throw all my lemongrass. Anytime I do any trimmings. I throw it over there. So everything is like broken down. Ooh. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill the bottom of the bag with this soil, which has a lot of chicken manure in it and just a lot of plant material. I'm gonna put that in the bottom, and then I'm gonna lay the good soil on top, and then we're gonna plant right into it. So let's go ahead and do that first. All right, so here's how it looks after I put in maybe I would say maybe one quarter way of soil. So that saved me a whole lot of money right there. So let's talk about what I'm gonna plant. So you can plant a whole range of things in those size bags. You can see they're pretty big bags. Like I just got a rolling tree in this pot. I think this is like a 7-gallon pot. So, you know, you can get a pretty big plant in there. But what I'm gonna be planting today, I have a whole lot of turmeric and ginger that has been growing. I am gonna try for the first time this green called Chijimisai. Chijimisai. It's supposed to grow in all kind of weather. I'm gonna plant some sorrel. I'm gonna plant some okra. I have some ginger I'm gonna plant. So you're gonna fill up the pot based on what you're planting. So for say if you're planting something like ginger or turmeric, you're probably good with only getting like maybe 10 inches of soil. Turmeric is gonna grow across, and this is a very wide bag, so this is gonna give me a ton of turmeric. Let me show you what I did. So I found these turmerics this morning that were underneath. They were in my fruit basket, and they were underneath my fruit. And you can see these are all sprouted. So literally, I found these this morning. I also found a piece of ginger that started sprouting. And if you guys watch my videos, you know like a week or two ago, I found some turmeric that was growing in a pot. So before I found this, I said I found this today. I had put some turmeric and ginger, wrapped it in a damp cloth, and put it in this Ziploc bag because not really because it's necessary, but just because I wanted to, you know, have it start to germinate before, before I'm ready to plant. So here you can see this is a lot of ginger that was sitting on my counter also. And you can see these knobs. These are ready to grow. So I have these ginger. They've only been sitting here for 3 days. So there's not much difference from when I planted them. I mean, from when I put them in here. They were already beginning to sprout. Then here, I have some turmeric pieces. No real action here, but that's fine because these ones that I found today have a lot. So I'm going to plant turmeric, ginger. Then this is a authentic Jamaican sweet potato that I was going to cook this morning, and then when I cut it, the inside was black. So I'm not going to eat this, so I'm going to put this in a pot. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it in one of these pots or if I'm going to plant it somewhere else, but I'm going to be planting this. And then in that same fruit basket, guys, yes, I know I haven't cleaned out that fruit basket in a while. I kept adding fruits to it. There are these 2 yam seeds. So these are white yam. These are a couple seeds. You remember that big yam harvest I did over there? You can still see the vines up there that I still haven't pulled all the seeds down. They still have yam seeds. These are a couple yam seeds that I found in the garden. I put them in that fruit basket, and guys, look, they are beginning to sprout. You see that? Let's try and tap into this right there. See that, guys? That's a yam head sprouting right there, and one here. Speaking of yam heads, guys, I would not plant a yam head in a pot. People do it, and they do get yams, but the yams will grow way better if you put them in the ground. Speaking of yams, guys, look, that right here, this is a yam that's growing. It grew back right from the same spot where I harvested before, and you can see, look at that, one right here, one right there, one right there, another yam here. So I have a whole lot of yam. And no, that's a sweet potato. Yeah, but look, here's a yam vine that came up, and it's about to catch on there. So I have a whole lot of yam. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the size of that thickness. That's a thick yam. This is a white yam. And I found one with spines. That's a yellow yam. So I have a whole lot of yam that is growing in here. So I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do with these seeds. I'm gonna, just for today, I'm gonna just plant these that I have here. I have some sorrel seeds here that my friend gave me, and yep, that's it. So let's go ahead and fill up these bags. As I said, this is like the beginning of this year's grow bag season for me. Just like how I grew in bags before, I'm gonna do that again. So I'm gonna put the soil in now, and then we're gonna plant these, and we'll see. I'm really excited about the ginger and the turmeric, watching these grow. So let's go ahead and get started filling up these bags. All right, so here's what it looks like. I used probably one bag, and not even 1 1/3, 1 1/4 bags to fill up these three bags. And of course, I didn't fill it all the way to the top. I left like 4 or 5 inches at the top because I'm gonna add more soil once I put in my turmeric and my ginger. But what I wanted to show you right here, this is the pot that I had got my rollinia in, and I had a whole lot of cassava sticks and cassava peels because I had waited too long to peel my cassava. So I had some sticks and some peels, and I'm using that to fill the bottom of this pot. So I just wanted to show you this to let you know you can use weeds, you can use mulch, you can use old sticks and twigs, like you can see back here. All those old sticks that I throw back here from time to time, all of those, once the chickens break it down enough, those will just get broken up and added to the bottom of my bed to make up the space. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You know, you can use whatever materials you have and keep the good soil for the top. The soil in the chicken run area is good soil, but the reason I wouldn't use that on top is because I throw a lot of fruit, cantaloupe, watermelons. I throw everything over there. The chickens eat just about all the veggies that I eat. So veggies, of course, will have seeds. So if you just scrape up the soil from the garden or chicken run and put it in the top, you're gonna have a whole bunch of different things and weeds and everything growing. And I just want to grow whatever I plant here. So that's just a quick tip. You know, it can save some space. So I'm gonna fill this pot up too. I got a 10 pack, but I'm not gonna use all 10 today. I'm just gonna do these 3 to show you. So now we're gonna amend our soil. And of course, these potting mixes they already come with a lot of good stuff in there. I know they have a lot of manure. Like this says, it has dehydrated chicken manure, poultry manure, which is chicken manure. It has feather meal with the feathers of the chicken, composted poultry manure, bat guano, that's bat poop, kelp meal, that's from the sea, and earthworm castings. Oh my goodness. So this has a ton of very, very good nutrition. Just because I like to add stuff, I don't know how much they have of it. I always add earthworm castings. To me, that is magic. I think there's nothing better. There is nothing that I know of that is better for the garden than earthworm castings. I'm going to add like maybe 4 handfuls for each bag. And of course, they say it already has it in there, but I just choose to add like 4 handfuls for each bag. The good thing about the earthworm castings is that it cannot hurt the plant. It can't have too much. Chicken manure on the other hand, if the chicken manure isn't composted down, that can burn up your plants. And that's another reason why it's a good idea not to put it on top, because if there's any fresh manure on the top, it's gonna burn, especially your veggies. If it's like a established tree, I don't think it will burn it. I put it on my established trees and I haven't had a problem. But the veggies, you don't want to put the fresh chicken manure on the veggies. So here I'm just working in the earthworm castings in the top layer. I'm also gonna add to this. So all right, so there are a few things you can add. Since one of my bags is gonna be greens, you know, for anything that's gonna be greens, you need nitrogen. You don't really need nitrogen at this stage. I mean, I'm just gonna have the seeds germinate, so you don't need nitrogen for the seeds to germinate. You just really need heat and humidity. So I could start them in seed trays with a humidity dome. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna direct seed. As I said, I've never used that veggie, so don't take my word for it. I'm just going to direct seed it here right now. I know it's already hot. It's not the time for greens, but it's supposed to be a green that can handle the Florida heat, so you know it's not going to hurt me to just try a couple seeds. I have like 3 bags of them, and I want to try it. If it doesn't work now, the seeds will just germinate in the fall when it cools off. So no loss here. All right, so let's go ahead and lay out our turmeric in one pot and our ginger. So let me get all this together and lay it out. I also have some turmeric in the other pot that I harvested a couple weeks ago that I didn't use. I just harvested it, but then I decided to just let it stay there. I'm gonna go pull up some of that turmeric. I think I'm gonna need 2 pots for the turmeric because I do love turmeric. I use a lot of turmeric. I'm gonna use 2 pots for the turmeric and 1 pot for the ginger, or maybe 2 pots. So let's get started. All right, so this is gonna be the turmeric pot. So I'm just gonna put my pieces down. Some look like they're sprouting, some not sprouting yet, but it's all good. Really, you should put a little space between the turmeric to make sure they have space to sprout. You can see these are really skinny. Not sure, I can't remember where I got these. I think these may have been from Jamaica. There's a place that sells the turmeric from Jamaica. So I'm gonna put these pieces here, mixing up the fat pieces with the skinny pieces and trying to point the little sprouts up, but it doesn't matter, they'll find their way up. And let's see here, I'm gonna get some more turmeric from the other patch that I had. Okay, so slight change of plans. I decided to use this plastic pot too. So if you guys go back to, I'll put a link to my turmeric video I did a couple years ago when I harvested turmeric. I planted and harvested turmeric for the first time. It was a pot maybe 1/3 of this size, and guys, if you see the amount of turmeric I got from that pot, it was a lot of turmeric. So I'm gonna use up this pot because, as I said, turmeric is such a healthy food, and I use it in my shakes every morning, and I really rather have my own organic turmeric than get the store-bought. So I went ahead and filled this up, and I just added a little bit of the earthworm castings and a handful of like all-purpose fertilizer for all root crops like turmeric, ginger. You know, they like bone meal. Bone meal is really good for flowering, and it's also good for root development. It has a lot of phosphorus in it. You remember NPK. P is a middle number, and here you can see 17. That's the phosphorus. Okay, so it has a little bit of nitrogen and a lot of phosphorus. So I'm gonna sprinkle. You can see I don't really have much left, but I'm gonna sprinkle a little on top of the beds that I'm putting the ginger and the turmeric. And for the for the greens like something that's high in the N, which is the nitrogen. So for the greens, I usually use bone meal instead of the blood meal, but I think I'm out of bone meal. But I do have a little bit of fish emulsion. But as I said, this is just the beginning. I'm not too worried about this. I can water this with the fish emulsion. So let me just go ahead and work this in. I just removed my turmeric from this bed because this bed is going to be ginger only. And then I'm going to use these 2 for the turmeric. So this is the plastic pot and the grow bag. Hey, and this is going to be a great test to see I'm giving it the exact same treatment. I'm giving both of them the bone meal. I gave both of them earthworm castings, a handful of all-purpose fertilizer. So let's see, we can see which one grows better. All right. So I worked it in the top layer. I'm not too worried about working it throughout the whole thing, because as the time goes along and you water it, everything is gonna water in, and all the fertilizer will go all the way through. So just putting my pieces here. I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 pieces. You can see how I space it out, a few inches apart. So 6 pieces here. I'm gonna put 6 pieces in this one, and then I'm gonna put my ginger over here. So let's get some pieces here. 1, 2, 3. Put my little sprout up. 1, 2, 3. See if I have any more ginger. Any more turmeric. Gonna have to dig in for from the old bed. Hold on. This is a ginger turmeric that I harvested the other day, or tried to dig up the other day. I'm just gonna put some of these roots in there. So this one obviously has a head start. It has the roots, and now I'm just gonna pour, cover this with soil, like an inch of soil, and do the same for the ginger. All right. Put my ginger in. See all my ginger pieces here. Put my ginger. Then I'm gonna cover everything, and then we should be good to go. 6 pieces of, well, let me see, 7 pieces of ginger. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. That's it, guys. Let me go ahead and cover this up. And there it is, covered up. I'm gonna soak it really well now. Then I'm gonna put a little mulch on it, and then don't forget to put your little sign, your little label, so you don't forget like me. So these first 2 ones are turmeric. This one is ginger. I'm definitely gonna be planting more ginger as time goes on. I did get a container of organic ginger, plus I do have some ginger growing in another pot that I need to harvest. So I'll probably harvest the ginger that I have in that pot so I can grow my own ginger. So here's what we have at the end. I have a couple that I did the turmeric in, so I'll be able to see how the turmeric in the grow bag grows versus the turmeric in the pot. But I suspect both will do well. I also have some ginger here. Right behind it, I also have some turmeric. I actually left some of the turmeric from the previous harvest in that pot. So let's see if those sprout. And I had some Jamaican dandelion that tour I did recently at Johnny's fabulous property. He brought over 4 Jamaican dandelions for me. So I stuck them in this grow bag along with some little scotches that are just here temporarily. I'd, um, I had germinated some scotchy seeds and they all came up, but I'm not sure where I'm going to put them yet. So I just stuck them here since the soil is rich. Let them start growing, then I'll transplant them throughout the garden. So one of the things I want to talk to you about is what I think grows really well in the grow bags versus not. Um, you can literally grow almost everything. However, if it's a plant or a veggie or a fruit that requires a lot of water, I personally wouldn't grow it in a grow bag. You can potentially grow small watermelons in here, and some people do grow them in pots. But I think because watermelon is something that requires heavy watering, and the grow bag actually, one of the benefits of the grow bag is that it doesn't get waterlogged. The water can easily drain out. But for plants that love a lot of water, you may not want to put it in a grow bag. Same thing with sugarcane. Sugarcane requires a lot of water. I don't grow my sugarcane in grow bags. But guys, if you grow your watermelon and sugarcanes in grow bags and you've had success, please let me know. Sugarcane, water like mini watermelons, like the um, baby bush variety watermelons. I would grow them in an actual pot, like a pot like this, where it retains more water. Um, Another benefit of the grow bag is that because it is porous, the roots get air better. So I think I said root pruning earlier. I don't know what I was saying, but it actually allows roots to flow to water, air to flow to the roots, which can be good because most veggies don't like to sit in water. But for the ones that do, definitely I would do a pot or plant directly in the ground. I do have some sorrel that I probably will put in grow bags. As I said, I brought 10, but I just wanted to come on real quick and show you how I set it up, because I'm not sure when I'm gonna get to the rest. But I do have okra that I've successfully grown. I've successfully grown okra in grow bags. I've grown sorrel in grow bags at my previous home. Definitely, you can grow a ton of tomatoes. I've grown lots of tomatoes in my grow bag. Um, Cucumbers, I've never done water cucumbers because some insects always get to them. But I would think bush beans, cucumbers, those things can grow well in the grow bag. Cucumbers do like a lot of water, but I think they'll do okay in the grow bags. So yeah, but peppers, if you're doing something like peppers, for this grow bag, these are 10-gallon grow bags. I would say you can put even two peppers. Some people push it to three, but I would say two peppers. You can put two pepper plants, like the bushing pepper plants, the bushing well, pepper plants bush, but like the bush variety green beans, you can probably put like three in there. There's a lot you can grow in these grow bags. For big fruit trees, personally, unless it's a dwarf tree, I would I would not put a tree that's gonna grow full size in a grow bag. If it's a dwarf variety, that will only grow up to maybe 4 or 5 feet, and that gives us sufficient root space. I would grow it in here. So like I have dwarf naseberry, I would grow it in here, but since I already have it in the ground, I've seen people grow like all different kind of things, but definitely growing in a grow bag, just like growing in a pot. If it's a plant that requires a lot of root space, like a fruit tree that usually requires a lot of root space, it requires the roots to go down deep. I would grow it in the ground rather than grow it in a grow bag. So guys, I hope that was helpful to you. The grow bags, these were a gift. I believe they were under $30, and they were like 10 grow bags were under $30. So I'm gonna get the link, and I'll put the link below. Can't remember the exact price, but guys, you can get these huge grow bags. You cannot get pots for that price. And personally, the grow bags to me are a wonderful addition to your garden. All right, guys. So I hope this helped, and we will be talking soon, and you'll be seeing the progress of the plants in the grow bags, and you'll be seeing as I add more plants. Till next time, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and please share this video with others, and go on out and plant a seed today. Till next time, bye now.